In March 2026, a 4-day event is scheduled, the Great American Prayer Revival. But this is more than a conference. Its founder calls it the first ever attempted national revival in American history. The stated goal is audacious: to ignite what organizers hope will become America's third Great Awakening. And it's gaining momentum. Well ahead of the date, organizers confirmed 43 of 50 states had already committed to participate. So, what's the historical basis for this? How is it meant to work? And could it reshape society? We'll break it all down. The initiative is led by founder Hank Irwin. Its central message is a call to get right with Jesus and rededicate the country. The movement's biblical foundation is drawn from two key passages, Ezekiel 22:30 and the promise in 2 Chronicles 7:14. Its purpose isn't just personal. It aims to unify diverse groups in prayer to address major societal challenges. So that's the plan and theology. But the central claim is a Great Awakening. What does history tell us about these events? Historically, major spiritual revivals in America aren't random. They often appear in 30 to 50-year cycles. These periods of renewal frequently coincide with times of intense cultural change or widespread personal stress. Across these historical awakenings, analysts have identified one consistent catalyst: large-scale, united prayer. This historical pattern is the direct model for GAP26. The belief is that repeating the cause can repeat the historical effect. These past revivals weren't just about church attendance. They produced massive, real-world consequences. For example, historians directly connect the Second Great Awakening to the rise of the abolitionist movement that fought to end slavery. A more modern example is the Jesus movement of the 60s and 70s, which dramatically reshaped evangelicalism for a generation. A key trend in these movements is the significant involvement of young people, often at the forefront driving the energy. This history of tangible social change is why GAP26 advocates are making such bold predictions for society. They specifically predict decreases in crime, chaos, abortion, and divorce rates, alongside increases in national harmony. The movement's potential influence has also gained official notice. It received legislative recognition in the state of Tennessee. A state Senate joint resolution was passed commending GAP26, which raises a complex question. When a spiritual movement gets political attention, does it amplify its message, or does it complicate its mission? Before answering that, we must ask, is the ground even fertile for a revival right now in America? Remember the historical role of young people? Their deep involvement in past awakenings is a well-documented pattern. This historical precedent suggests the fertile ground for such a movement may already exist among younger generations. Also, recall the 30-50-year cycle of revivals during times of national stress. Many would argue that fits today's climate. So back to the political question. For organizers, the official nod isn't seen as partisanship, but as a sign the nation is ready for a spiritual solution. The argument is this: a historically proven method is being used at a time when historical cycles suggest the nation is ripe for renewal. The movement is calling on churches to preach revival themes on March 1, 2026, with resources available for leaders. It all comes back to a single powerful premise: that coordinated prayer can, as it has before, alter the nation's course. From organizers to state legislatures, the scale of this first ever attempted national revival is undeniable. Whether it achieves its goal of a third Great Awakening is unknown. But the attempt may mark a new chapter in America's spiritual history,